Welcome to the Martin Bailey Photography Podcast. It's September 24, 2018, and this is episode 632. I'm incredibly happy and proud to tell you that our iOS app, Photographer's Friend, version 3, is now available on the App Store. I was able to create an update option as well, so today I'm going to fill you in on all of the details. It took me a few weeks longer than I'd hoped because I decided to add one last feature that proved to be a lot more difficult than I'd imagined, but as I knew it would be necessary, I think it was worth spending the extra time. I also really wanted to provide a way for existing Photographer's Friend 2 owners to get a discount on the upgrade, so this took a few more steps that also delayed this announcement. But I really am happy to tell you that Photographer's Friend 3 is now available on the App Store, and I was successful in setting up a mechanism to get existing customers a discount, and you don't see that very much on the App Store. Basically, what I've done is created a bundle, which is usually a way for companies or developers to sell additional products to customers at a discount. Our Photographer's Friend upgrade bundle, though, does just that. It provides a way to upgrade with a discount. How it works is this. If you bought version 2, and probably also if you got version 2 as a free upgrade from version 1, you should see the words "Complete My Bundle" when you visit the bundle page. The price of the bundle is $6.99 US, but the amount that you originally paid for Photographer's Friend is automatically deducted, resulting in a discount. Another cool coincidence is that iOS 12 has just been released and the Control Center now has a button to start a native QR code reader, and I love QR codes. If you start the QR code reader and point it at the code that I've embedded on the blog at mbp.ac/632, you will be able to automatically jump to the upgrade bundle on the App Store to upgrade to version 3 at a discount, if you want to upgrade, of course. If you are happy with the two calculators in version 2, you are most welcome to stick with version 2. But please note that all new features moving forward will be added to version 3. We did just release a small update for version 2 though, to make the depth of field calculator a little more accurate, so you aren't being left out to dry. If you just want to type in the address to go to the bundle, it's mbp.ac/pf bundle. And the graphic is linked as well, so you can just tap on it. I think I've got all bases covered. To continue to explain the discount though, there were various prices for versions 1 and 2 over the years, ranging from an introductory price of $2.99, which then changed to the regular price of $3.99. If you paid $2.99 for your previous version, that is deducted from $6.99, meaning that you'll upgrade for $4. A saving of 20% over the cost of version 3, which is $4.99. If you paid $3.99 for a previous version, you will be able to upgrade for $3, which is a saving of 40% off the full price. I love this way of providing a discount because it's completely fair in my opinion. People who paid less earlier pay more now, and people who paid more now pay less. There's a beautiful, almost karma-like harmony to that. In version 3, I've just posted a minor update for review by Apple with some under-the-hood updates and a few more tweaks to the number of decimal places displayed in the depth of field calculator, making it even more useful when working with shallow depth of field. The major update, of course, is the addition of a third calculator that I've called the Exposure Shift Calculator, rounding out the team of photography assistants in your pocket and removing any confusion over how to change your exposure or find good settings from a light meter's EV reading. Rather than going through all of the details here though, I've created a video to walk you through this new calculator, which I've embedded into the blog post. And again, this week's episode's post is at mbp.ac/632, so please do stop by and take a look. This video is one of 3 that I'll be creating to explain all of the 3 calculators. And these are now linked to an online video tutorial page under the links and help sections of the Photographer's Friend app. So I hope you find these useful. There is still a help section for each calculator inside the app that you can reference without an internet connection, as I know many people use the app in situations where connecting to the internet isn't possible due to either location or cost constraints. Do let me know what you think of the new calculator. And once again, I'd like to thank listener Steve Jarrell for providing the initial idea for the exposure shift calculator, although my implementation may not be quite what he had in mind. I know from experience of talking about exposure in the field though, that these exposure shifts can be confusing to calculate, so I think this will have practical uses. Also, I think it's a great educational tool. There are situations when teaching photography when I wished I had a way to graphically show how the aperture affects the shutter speed or the ISO affects the aperture. And I can now lock any of the 3 dials in Exposure Shift Calculator and show just that, as we move any of the 2 dials that are not locked. And the exposure value lock moves all of the 3 dials as you move a third, which again is a great educational tool and a way to find good settings based on EV readouts from a light meter. Of course, just playing with the calculator is a great way to get a better understanding of how exposure settings affect each other. So I urge anyone that buys Photographer's Friend to play away and build a better understanding so that you don't struggle with this stuff in the heat of the moment in the field. Anyway, as I say, I won't try to explain this all in words, as the video will be much better to understand. So please do take a look. If you don't yet own Photographer's Friend but would like to buy it, you can use this second QR code that I've embedded into this week's post, or simply type mbp.ac/pf3 in your browser on your phone or iPad, or search for Photographer's Friend in the App Store. But make sure if you're buying this afresh, please don't buy version 2 unless you really just don't need the exposure shift calculator and want to save $1. I also wanted to say before we finish that I am looking into a way to port the code that I have to Android, and I hope to be able to bring you an Android version before too long. I know you want it, it's just a matter of making the time to make it happen, but I am on it. Thanks very much for listening today. If you enjoyed this podcast, please share a link with your friends. Subscribe in iTunes or your favorite podcast program to ensure uninterrupted delivery. If you have a moment to rate the podcast or leave us a review in iTunes, that helps to keep us relevant in the huge number of podcasts out there now. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter and Google+, etc. And links to everything that I'm up to are at martinbaileyphotography.com, so do drop by and take a look. I'll be back next week with another episode, but in the meantime, you take care and have a great week, whatever you're doing. Bye bye.